I am recording this for my sisters, my Jesus girls, my wild sisters, my friends. So if you're like, if it's doing it somehow, just know that maybe I'm not talking to you. And honestly, you don't even have to take it. You can just stop this video right now or decide that, oh, I'll take this or I'll not take that. Okay? Don't send me any comments and say Eziaha said this, so please. Okay, let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Shalom, best lifers. Welcome to your best life with Eziaha. My name is Eziaha Bolaji, and I'm a discipline coach with expertise in weight management and healthy living for Jesus girls, home management for God's domestic queens, aka stay-at-home moms, and faith and spiritual management, because you need it, for everyone who loves Jesus. So on this channel, we talk faith, we talk family, and we talk fitness. And this particular video is really about my moms who have just had a baby. Man, look, I lead this amazing group called the Wild Women, and y'all been giving birth. Like this year, we've had like 500 babies. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but there's been a touch load of babies this year. And let me tell you something I've been doing. When they have their babies, I would send messages or I'll call them and I'm like, girl, I know you just had a baby, but make sure you don't drop everything about your life because you had a baby. Now, of course, you must still sort of adjust your life because you've just had a baby and it's a big deal. But my own concern is, don't suddenly forget about every other thing that you were doing. Everything just goes south because you had a baby. Why? Now, please, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to my sisters, my friends. So don't come for me and be like, I'm just saying that I'm talking to my sisters. This is the same thing I would tell myself. And I'm a mom of 2, so it's not like I haven't had babies. I'm just saying that I know how hard it can be when after you have a baby and you drop everything. Picking it up again can be really hard. So from my heart to your home, I'm going to share 5 things. I'm not sure if it's 5 now, but let's keep going. Yeah, it's 5 things. 5 things that you should do when you have a baby. Now, before we move along, I'm not going to tell you to continue firing from all cylinders, like keep doing this, keep doing that, keep doing. I'm not going to tell you that. Everything I tell you, babe, is truly going to help you live this disciplined, joyful, productive, yet very restful life in this season of your life. So, can I go on? First, did I say congratulations? Congratulations! Oh my God. My last baby at the time of recording this is 5 years old, so I'm kind of out of that phase. But I want to share 5 things that helped me because I had to go back to when I had my baby and bring out these 5 things. Again, please, I am recording this for my sisters, my Jesus girls, my wild sisters, my friends. So if you're like, if it's doing it somehow, just know that maybe I'm not talking to you. And honestly, you don't even have to take it. You can just stop this video right now or decide that, oh, I'll take this or I'll not take that. Okay? Don't send me any comments and say Eziaha said this, so please. Okay, let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Number 1, I want you to look in the mirror every day and affirm yourself. Like, look in, affirm yourself, tell yourself that you're a strong woman. Somehow, I don't know how it started, but if we think of our mothers, when they had babies, they didn't just suddenly become anyhow. They still somehow had their lives together. If they had shops and businesses, they went back to their jobs. They continued going. Again, remember, I'm not saying your life and your season may make different demands of you, but I want you to look in the mirror and affirm that you're not going to be lazy. You're this strong, amazing, beautiful woman who just had a baby, but you're not sick and you're not helpless. So I want you to affirm, speak words of strength, words of affirmation, words that just make you feel like, yes, I can truly live this life that I have been born to and graced for. look in the mirror every day. It looks simple, but I want you to do it. Look in the mirror, affirm yourself that you can do it. I know that this new mommy season comes with like a touch load of emotions and challenges and this and that, but every day you wake up, you must affirm yourself that, girl, Eziaha, you got this, right? Number 2, kind of still with the mirror analogy, and honestly, I'm not putting you under pressure. Yes, I'm a weight management and healthy living coach, so don't feel like I'm putting you under pressure. I'm not. However, I want to tell you to please watch your diet. Look, it's not pressure, it's just wisdom. Because many years on this job, I have seen women who somehow just say stuff like, and you know in Nigeria, when we have babies, they just pump us with food. It's like, I cough, give me food. I this, give me food. And it happened with my first child. I was like 106 kg. It was real. And at first I was like, oh, it's because of the child. But at some point I told myself the truth, like, girl, listen, it is not the child, it is your indiscipline. And I know how it can feel when you look in the mirror and you just don't like what you see. Now, this is not pressure. Remember, I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that I know how hard it gets when time keeps going. And then one day you wake up, your child is 2. And somehow you don't just have the baby weight and the pregnancy weight and the new mommy weight. You've added a lot of weight after then. So please still be careful. Watch what you eat. I remember my first child, they were pumping me, girl. But my second child, I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. So it was easier, and I just found out that it was easier to just get on with my life after that. You don't need to eat everything, and there's a lot of wisdom on that, so you can keep googling, check YouTube videos for tips and all. And of course, I have a coaching program that can also help you, because you don't need to lose yourself. Again, it's not pressure, it's wisdom. Number 3, very closely related to that, is define the kind of help that you want. So in this part of the world, I'm recording this in Lagos, Nigeria. And generally, just in Nigeria, and maybe among us Africans, we do this thing called omugwo, where after you have a baby, your mom or your mother-in-law comes, right? Or just your aunt or somebody comes to stay with you. And I think it's particularly helpful. But I want you to sit down and define the kind of help you want. Because we all may not do well with the help of mother-in-law and all. So personally, I thrive in a quiet home. I thrive when there are not a lot of people there. So I did not feel a need to have my mom and my mother-in-law stay with me for 3 months. I know that some of you really like it, and that's fine if you like it, but I'm just saying that if for some reason it's not your thing, it's okay to not have it. Do you get? For me, I thought school was help. So when my first son went to school, I could, rest and, relax. I could even pay for a lesson and just have my home to myself. You can choose to get a domestic help or not. So with me, what I did was, my mom, I think my mother-in-law was first, or I can't remember, but one came for 2 weeks and left. The other one came for 2 weeks and left, and I was okay. And bear in mind that I had a cesarean section. And at some point, the help I had even left. But I didn't mind. I knew that it would be easier for me to navigate the whole new mommy, new baby. No. It was easier to navigate it by myself, without having any other extra person in the house. So with respect and with honor and with a lot of wisdom, you can define the kind of help you want, because you don't also want to separate your mom and your in-law, your aunts and everybody that wants to celebrate with you. You want them to, come to the party, but maybe you can decide that, okay, we're not doing 3 months, but hey, if you need 3 months, that's fine. If you need, some people even need 1 year, girl, go on with your good self. But whatever help you want, define it and then embrace it, okay? Number 4, do not compromise on your spiritual disciplines. Now this one is huge, because like my favorite mommy hero, Lisa Beaver, says, moms need Jesus. So we cannot just be, because we had a baby, nothing, I'm not reading my Bible, I'm not praying, I'm not doing anything because I had a baby. No, darling, no. If you have time for social media, you have time to pray. If you have time to gist with your friend, you have time to study the word. Do you see? So it's not, I don't think that it's a lack of time. I think it's desire. So don't compromise your spiritual disciplines. So now, to bring some balance to it, so it's not like, oh, I don't have time to do this, I'm barely sleeping. I remember something my rev told me, because when I had I think it was my second child, I was finding it hard to, like study and pray like I used to. I just didn't have enough time to do it at that time. So I remember calling him and saying, oh my gosh, I feel like my faith is failing. I'm not reading my Bible. I'm not praying. I have this new child. I have my other baby. I have the home to take care of. I just really miss that time when I would, do my Bible study and just stay there for hours and hours praying. And he said, our relationship with God is like the relationship between a husband and a wife. There are times when you really have time to sit with your husband and gist and laugh and catch up on all of the good stuff. But there are times when you guys are both in a busy season, so you're seeing here and there, but it's not like, even you see that in the course of a week. During the week, you might be more busy, especially if both of you work outside the home, or even if someone works within the home, you're giving time to work and it's okay. Then during the weekend, you have a bit more time. During the day, I cannot just be calling my husband every time I'm talking when it's a weekday. But if it's a weekend or holiday, we can do that. So you see how that dynamic plays out between a husband and a wife. And Rev told me then that, girl, that's how it is with God. So he understands that you might not be able to give me 3 hours or 2 hours, but it's okay to stay connected. And now I have a particular post that I want to share with you. I'm going to link it down below. It's on my blog, eziaha.com. It's called Focus, Flurry, and Fringe. And you'll find it very helpful in just sort of navigating your spiritual life. Because maybe before you had a baby, you were in focus mode. You could focus for 2 hours, praying, doing the study and all of that. But now, you really cannot. So there's something called the fringe hours. Now, fringe hours is really what happens when, in quote, you're multitasking. You're doing 2 things at once because they both use different parts of your brain. So, for example, you can be washing the plates if you have to do that and catching up on your audio Bible. Do you see? You can be washing your plates or cleaning the house and praying. Do you see? So you're praying, you're connected, then your physical body is doing that physical activity. And that's fine, as opposed to just mindlessly washing the plates and being angry at everybody like, we don't even want that. We don't want that energy. So kind of find the fringe moments to put in things that will help your spiritual life continue to go. And then there's the flurry. Flurry is when everything is happening. You know how people are visiting you, people are coming here and there. Maybe you have people even staying with you and there's so much activity at that point. You now think of a spiritual activity that you can do then. For example, I could just have worship music playing. I don't have to focus on the worship music, but it's doing something in the background. It's setting the atmosphere in my home. Do you see? So it's a flurry activity, but I'm not focusing on it. However, it's also giving me some kind of benefit. So instead of this all or nothing, we can somehow find this middle ground where we're still connected to Jesus, because remember, moms need Jesus. I'm going to link the post down below so you can read it and get more context about focus, flurry, and fringe activities, and you can relate them especially to your spiritual life. Now, the final thing that I want to say is, from time to time, check up on your non-negotiables. And that's something you must even know before the baby comes. Like, what are things I'm not going to negotiate on? Because a lot of things will have to go. You're now a new mom. There's a whole new baby that, as small as that baby is so demanding of your time. So you have to really check out, like, okay, these things I can compromise. These ones I can't compromise. So those things you can't compromise, from time to time, just do those routine check-ins. For example, your relationship with your husband. You all know that one. If you're not careful, it's all about baby. Maybe you're even sleeping in a different room from your husband because you have a baby. Do you see? So from time to time, check and say, how are we doing? If you need to, which is why this defining help is very important. You can choose to define help, and then you're like, okay, I don't really need someone staying with me 2-4, but I can get someone to come and stay with me for 2 days, so I can catch up on sleep, I can catch up on going out with my husband. You see, because sleep is a non-negotiable. You just break down if you're not sleeping at all. So maybe you can get the kind of help that, call a friend or somebody and say, come and stay with me, let me just sleep for 2 days. Your husband, any other thing that is not negotiable to you, maybe your friends, maybe you really like to hang out with your friends, and of course you're not going to hang out every day with your friends, but maybe once in a while, just call somebody and say, hey, let me go and hang out with this friend, come and stay with this baby at home. Routinely check up on your non-negotiables, because let me tell you, the more you neglect them. One day you look up and your baby is born, but so much water has passed under the bridge, and for example, your relationship with your husband has just gone south because you had a baby. Then you have to start building all over again, and that's not something that you want. So routinely check up on your non-negotiables. A baby is a good thing. The Bible says the blessing of the Lord, it makes us rich and it doesn't add any sorrow. So you can have your baby and you can still have your other blessings. I hope this video was very helpful to you. Once again, congratulations, and I'm so excited at the kind of life you're going to steward even with a baby. So which part of this video can you relate with the most? Are you a new mom, when you were pregnant, or when you had the baby? Which, in fact, this also kind of pertains to pregnancy. Which one did you realize that, oh, I kind of slacked on this or I slacked on that? And of course, it's never too late to start to retrace your steps. Also, I'm going to put a link down below to share my transformation story. I talked about still take care of your diet. I lost 30 kg in about 4 months, and I share that story in my book. So I'm going to put a link down below so you can get access to the book. It's free. You can read it on my e-reader app, which is called Eziaha. So everything is linked down below, and you can enjoy the book. And let me hear your feedback on this video. So did you like this video? Then like it. Subscribe, share, comment, drop a comment, and then share. Would really appreciate it. Until I come again your way, my name remains Eziaha. Thank you so much for being here, and I leave you with Shalom Shalom. That is the perfect peace of God, because the prayer of Shalom contains all of the prayers. God bless you, and congratulations once again.